In this video, I want to show you how to do the PS2Y11 assignment. After you've looked at the example, you need to fill in the assignment. Now, the first thing I did was I changed the top column headers in the first table to be locations, because what we're actually doing in this table is comparing location against location. And then I've added 4 specific locations: San Francisco, Salt Lake, Denver, and Springfield. And I'm going to compare them against the other locations. So San Francisco compared with itself is blue because there is no comparison. San Francisco versus location 2, or Salt Lake, which would I prefer? Well, I'm going to put a 1 there because I would prefer to go to San Francisco. Okay, location 3 is Denver. I'm going to put a 0 there because I grew up in Denver. Location 1 versus Springfield. Well, Springfield's nice. I've never been there though, so I'm going to put a 0 there. Now the row sum is a 1. Okay, we don't have any ranks yet because we need to get all of them. Now, supposing for Salt Lake versus San Francisco, well, I've already done that comparison, and Salt Lake would be a 0. Salt Lake versus Denver, probably Salt Lake, so let me put a 1 there. Salt Lake versus Springfield, let me pretend that that's a 1, and the total here is 2. These numbers may show up the same. Okay, Denver versus San Francisco, I was going to do a 0. And Denver versus Salt Lake, well, it looks like that should be a 0. And Denver versus Springfield, I'll give Springfield a tab on that one. All right. Finally, Springfield against San Francisco, 0. Springfield against Denver, that was a 1. And then a 0 against, against Salt Lake was a 0. And against Denver was a 1, something like, I'm probably mixing these all up. But anyway, here's a 1, and here's a 1. So my ranks are based on this. We've got a tie for second place. So I'm going to put a 2, a 2, and a 2. And the first place goes to Salt Lake City. Okay. Now, in the second table, you've got your locations here again. And now you need to set some criteria. So maybe cost of living, maybe culture, maybe skiing or activities, and maybe technology. Okay, now I need to assign 1 to 5 points for each criterion. So San Francisco, cost of living is high, so I'm going to make that a pretty low score. And the score there, I'm going to multiply it by 25, that'd be 25 points. Culture is high, so, but that's a good thing, so I'm going to give that a 4. Score would be 100. Activities, a 4. Score would be 100. And technology, that would be a 5, and score would be 125. And then you complete this for each of the other locations, and you add up the total score. So I've got 25, 100, 200, 225, plus 120, that'd be 350. 50 points for that. And then you continue this with the other cities, comparing each city as to its cost of living, culture, activities, and tech. add up the total score, and at the end, you'll have a highest total score. There may be a tie, that's okay, but that would be the city that you would choose using this particular table. It might be different from the city that you would use, that you would choose with the other table. So I hope that that helps, and have fun. It's your choices as to the criteria and the cities. Pick whatever you want and just show me that you know how to fill in the points and the scores. Thank you.